sophomore. Also in the defensive secondary, your safety roaming around there is number 7, Anthony Hall, who's also your starting quarterback, 5'9", 180, and a sophomore. Rob Duncan is one of the corners. Also, Ian Young will see some work at that position. Rob Duncan, number 15, 5'9", 145, and a sophomore, and Ian Young wearing number 42. The other corner, Mike Scott, number 4, 5'9", 160, and a sophomore. He'll be spelled by number 28, Janelle Mack. Those are your starting lineups, offensively and defensively. We'll be back with the coin toss and the opening kickoff here between the Fitch Falcons and Ledyard Colonels right after this.
Super high school football game here on Star Cable 36.
We mentioned the atmosphere in this one, the Fitch High marching band coming out of the field. We had a cookout going, so a little tailgate party going on. A large crowd here at the football game. Looks like we're going to have a big one.
Certainly are. And
these are the kind of games I like. We are just moments away from the coin toss, so why don't we send it down to midfield with cameraman Steve Flat Top Douglas. Take it away, guys.
Introduce yourself. Let me introduce the rest of the crew, okay? Mr. Mauer, Mr. Butler, Mr. Spring, and Mr. Gomes, okay? Listen up now, you guys are the captains, all right? You guys set the tone out here. Any crowd that you come to us, we'll do it, okay? We want you to play with the helmets and the pads, okay? And not with the mouth, okay? Listen, give them a good show out here, all right? Okay, you're the visitor. I'm going to throw it in the air. If I drop it, I'll throw it again. You pull it in the air, okay? Keep off the head. That's your head. They want the ball. All right, you're down here, okay? White's up here. Wait a minute, down here, Mike. Okay, white is 1 and they will receive, okay? Black will kick down.
There you have it. The Ledyard Colonels will get the opening kickoff. Big crowd. Gonna be a great game, Bobo.
Certainly is, and representing the Fitch Falcons out there was number 5, Anthony Hall, number 9, Brian Hopkins, number 33, Greg Drab, number 64, Ali Rivera, and number 76, Matt Gibbs. Representing the offense of the Ledyard Colonels, number 17, Tom Bingham, and number 62, defensive Rich Sheldon.
Moments away from kickoff here. We'll hope you're going to enjoy this one. I know the Fitch Falcons will be kicking to the Ledyard Colonels to start things off. "58 minutes of football to decide this one.
Yep.
And we are underway. Now we got a flag. So Anthony Hall's kick will be called back. 48 minutes of football. What did I say?
58, right where the ball was
I was
placed.
thinking hockey almost.
Looked like one of the Fitch Falcons was offside.
Oh boy, not that again. I hope we don't have a flag-filled football game.
No, I don't think we will. Just
All
little anxious moments here.
Little butterflies. Yes,
Butterflies.
indeed.
The only thing that could have made this better, Sam, is if both teams were undefeated, but that's not going to be the case.
As we mentioned, that takes a little bit of the luster away, but as you said, the Fitch Falcons have had an excellent week of practice, so they took the loss in a very positive vein. Knocked them out of playoff contention.
Yep.
So now the pressure is off as far as playoffs. Now they can kind of play a little bit footloose and fancy-free. Let's see if it helps them out. Here's the kick from Hall. The return from the 20. Pendleton on the reverse to Jeremy Stein. Trying to pick up some blockers. Gets it out across the 35 to about the 36-yard line. And I believe Gary Pendleton took a shot. And he may be injured, and that could be a key loss to start things off, as he took a shot just as he handed that ball off to Stein. He is coming off the field under his own power. There you see Jeremy Stein, number 23, coming back to the huddle, but Pendleton was shaken up, and he's coming off to the sidelines.
Fitch Falcon defense, so they've got to hit and hit hard, and that they did on the first play of the ball game.
Coming up, first play from the line of scrimmage, 1st and 10 for the Colonels from the 37-yard line. Tom Bingham with Pendleton, Bydro Williams, and Joe Jones in the background, and this is Bydro Williams being hit right at the line of scrimmage by Tim Bridgers, the outside linebacker, number 16. Good stop by Tim.
Falcon defense will be keying on Bydro Williams, 110 points, 17 touchdowns. Last week, Ledyard defeated Killenly 48-14. And as we mentioned a couple of times, Fitch with their first loss of the season to the Waterford Lancers, 22-13. And Sam, a score you may not be aware of, Waterford lost to St. Bernard 7-6.
Oh, wow. St. Bernard's team has come a long way. Bydro Williams breaks a couple of tackles, gets up near first down territory. Going to be a couple yards shy, though. I believe it was Rivera and Coward on the stop for the Falcons, but a good pickup by Bydro Williams, showing a little bit of power and strength as he just went straight up off right guard. Picked up about 7 or 8 yards. It'll still be, though, 3rd and 3.
Yep, one of the leading rushers for the Ledyard Colonels, has over 1,000 yards in the air and on the ground, and just looking to increase those numbers here today.
An all-purpose back indeed. Movement on the offensive front. That's 52, Pat Williams. And Pat nicks himself on the helmet and said, whoa, I got the count a little bit wrong, so that'll cost the Ledyard Colonels 5. And a key penalty against the Colonels here on their first drive, their opening possession. They'll march it back to about the 40, and that'll bring up 3rd down and about 7. So that changes the complexion of the call.
Certainly does. And the plug for Mr. Howland, the instructor of math class at Ledyard High School. Bydro Williams rushing 880 yards going into today's ball game, 232 via the air. So he's got a total of 1,125 yards into this ball game.
Pendleton back in the lineup. He split out to the near side. Sean Lowe split to the far side. Right down the middle they go. Intended for Stein. Incomplete. Anthony Williams on the coverage. That'll bring up 4th down. That ball right on the money. Stein just couldn't hold on.
Yep, well thrown by Bingham. Wilson almost had the ball, but it was almost a nice catch. But it'll go for naught, and it looks like the Ledyard Colonels on their first possession will have to punt it away.
So it's 3 downs and out for the Colonels. Back deep at his own 20, let's say make it 25-yard, 25-yard line is number 8, Mike Jones. Always dangerous in the open field. Here's the kick. Nice spiral. Going to drive Jones back to about the 22. Reverses his field now, trying to pick up a block or two. Gets away from Stein. And finally hauled down at about the 18 or 19-yard line. So Mike Jones tried to reverse his field, get to the wide side, but didn't pick up too much yardage. As the Colonels finally chased him down, I believe number 62, Rick Sheldon, helped out on the tackle. So now the Fitch Falcons will head out on offense.
Falcon defense did the job. Fitch Falcon offense gets the ball for the first time here in the early stages of the first quarter.
We'll set the offensive lineup for you in between plays. Number 7 is Anthony Wilson, your quarterback. All kinds of talent. He can run, he can throw, he can do it all. And they give it off to Drab. Drab loses the football. It's free. The Colonels had a shot. And now there's a mad scramble. The Colonels had a shot. Sean Lowe had a great shot at picking it up, but I think it squirmed away. And now they're saying it's a Fitch football.
What a break for the Falcons. On the bottom of the pile, number 76, it looks like.
Matt Gibbs picked it up. Alert play by Gibbs after a nice hole and a nice run by Greg Drab on first down. So the fumble does not hurt the Falcons, and they get a first down at the 35. 9:42 to go, first quarter. No score from Dorr Field and Groton.
Those are the kind of breaks you need, Sam.
1st and 10 for the Falcons. The pitch goes to Jones. Inside tackle, another nice hole, and Jones has 8 or 9 yards out to the 43. So 2 running plays and 2 nice holes.
Jones coming back to the middle of the line that time and getting a little momentum before the ball is handed off to him. He's going in motion just a little bit, and Wilson with a nice handoff, the big hole at the line of scrimmage, and a nice gain in the play of about 8.
So it'll be 2nd down, about 2. Others in the backfield, number 8 is Mike Jones, your tailback. 33, Greg Drab is a fullback. Number 5 is Anthony Hall. And Mike Jones, number 4, into the ball game, takes the pitch. He's got a first down and more as he drags tacklers down to near the 45-yard line. In Colonel territory, off the bottom of the pile, is number 18, Bydro Williams, and number 48, Gary Pendleton. So when your secondary is making your tackles, it's not a good sign.
So they've got Jones going one way, they've got Hall going the other way, they've got Scott in the backfield and showing a little bit more flexibility here in the early stages.
1st and 10 Falcons at the 45 of the Ledyard Colonels. Greg Drab this time short yardage as he's hit right at the line of scrimmage by Pat Williams.
Number 52, Pat Williams, and
the large one.
Yes, the large one. Fitch Falcons mixing up well this time, not allowing the Ledyard Colonels simply to key on the quick backfield. So they're mixing up well, they're moving it, and they've got themselves a couple of first downs.
Drab picked up about 1 yard on the play. It'll be 2nd and 9 from the 44. Wide out to the near side, here you see is Calvin McCoy, number 6. Motion in the backfield, and they hand it to Mike Jones. Big hole up the middle. Jones looking for a block, spins away from a tackler. Finally, Bedro Williams runs him down at the 22. But I'll tell you what, if Mike Jones had been a little bit more patient with his blocking downfield, he might have been able to cut to the outside and score a touchdown.
Certainly right, Sam, and only one of the few players on that Ledyard Colonel secondary that could stop was Bedro Williams, and Williams, again with the quick speed, probably saved a touchdown there.
But Calvin McCoy was out trying to throw a block, and Mike Jones, had he just kind of slowed down and taken a little right turn to the outside of McCoy, might have gone all the way down the sidelines. But I'm second guessing. And here's Mike Scott, with the carry this time. Scott with short yardage down inside the 20. So the Falcon offense clicking on all cylinders here on their first possession.
They certainly are. And what they've done is they've mixed the ball up well. Like we mentioned, they've got 3 first downs, and they've now had the ball for just about 3 minutes. Colonels on their first possession, 3 and out.
So 2nd down and 1, a 1-yard pickup for Scott. And Anthony Hall barking signals. Pitch out goes to Scott. Scott gets a couple, 3 or 4 yards. He was stumbling as he caught the football. It looked like he never really got his footing after that initial cut after he got the pitch.
Scott likes to go left. Jones likes to go right, and Drab likes to go up the middle, and Anthony Wilson thus far has not gone to the air.
No, and Anthony Wilson has not run the football at all. 3rd down and a long 5. Inside the 20. Here's Mike Jones. Jones breaks it away, corner of the end zone. Touchdown, Jones! Mike Jones goes, about 16 yards for a touchdown. So the Fitch Falcons draw first blood at 6-0. Looking for the first down, cut it to the outside, got himself a touchdown.
Same play that Jones nearly broke the touchdown earlier, and with 6:23 on the clock, Fitch Falcons draw first blood.
6-0, extra point attempt coming. Anthony Hall will do the booting. And some kind of a discussion on the field now. Looks like an equipment problem there as they're adjusting the headgear.
Look at your scoreboard.
Yeah. 6:23 to go, first quarter.
And Sam, the Ledyard Colonels have not given up many points all year long. They've had 4 shutouts, I believe, looking for that 5th one, but it won't happen today.
No, indeed. You can't erase it now. So Hall will attempt the extra point. McCoy on the hold. The kick is up and good. That would have been good from 20 yards out, 30 yards out. So 6:23 to go in the first quarter, and your score. The Fitch Falcons.
John Lynn with the extra points looked good, making it 7-0 Fitch Falcons.
And 6:23 to go here in the first quarter. Here's Hall's kick. It's a good one, end over end. Pendleton will field it. He drops it right at the 15-yard line. He's going to hang on to this. A good return from Pendleton as he gets it up across the 40-yard line to about the 42.
Once he got rolling, I think he might have lost his balance, because once he got rolling, he was moving the ball pretty well, but stopped in the middle of the field. 1st and 10 Ledyard on the 42, their second possession of the ball game.
Great field position, and here comes Bingham. There you get a shot of Pendleton. 1st and 10 Colonels, their own 42-yard line. Again, the breeze blowing right in the face of the Colonels right now, but it's not really a heavy wind. Bingham will throw it. Up the middle, got his man. That's Michael Williams. He could go all the way. Michael Williams will have it. strike back. If you could turn the crowd mic down and the announcer mics up, we'd appreciate it. I think we got him. We got our mic straightened out, and Wayne Grimm has the extra point straightened out as he hits a beauty. And it's 7-7.
Going.
Of course, it's early yet, but this is what I like to see. Action.
Williams now with 116 points.
And Wayne Grimm has the ball fall off the tee. And there's the arithmetic. 5:48 first quarter, 7-7 your score. And this big Ledyard crowd down below really got excited on that touchdown. Here's Graham into the ball. Far side. This may go out of bounds. Nope. Jones picks it up on the far sideline. Jones dances. Jones gets it out near the 30-yard line. Call it about the 26 or 7.
And Jones with a little extra burst of speed as he gets the ball this week. I've noticed that.
Well, you know, when you get excited about playing a football game, sometimes it'll give you an extra step or two.
And if you can't get excited when you're playing a 7-0 team, Ledyard Colonels headed to postseason play, you can't get excited.
I don't think so. First and 10 for the Falcons. They're on 26. The pitch is to Jones. Nice hole off tackle. Jones with speed. He could go. They finally catch up with him on the near sideline. Number 11, Grimm, and number 52, Williams.
And Williams just...
Pat Williams for a tackle is showing some speed, isn't he?
He just enveloped him. Big hands, big arms right around him, said, "You're mine."
I tell you, it looked like for a moment there that Mike Jones might break that one, but somehow Grimm and Pat Williams caught up with him.
And I'm sure what they want to do is they want to take the outside away from the Fitch Falcons, but that time Jones, with his quickness, was able to get out there. And he was caught from behind.
Yeah, that's what the surprising thing was to me. On the counter tray, here goes Scott. He'll have short yardage. And the ball pops loose. The Colonels have it. Michael Williams down the sideline. He's into the score. Oh, will he count? Can he advance the football? That's the question.
Jack Barkley signaled touchdown.
Yep. So Michael Williams gets one on the offense, and he gets another one on the defense. My, oh my. Like lightning, the Colonels have taken the lead. And that's going to be a big blow to the Falcons. Mike Scott was down. His forward progress had been stopped. The ball popped loose. And Bydro Williams picked it up and galloped home.
And Sam, I think it was Sean Lowe, number 21, that popped the ball loose, only to go into the hands of Bydro Williams. And again, with that quickness, no one was going to catch him.
So Williams with 2 scores. And it's 13-7, and Grimm, this is almost automatic now for Wayne. And he got it. So with breaking the action, 4:52 to go. Your score, Ledyard 14, the Fitch Falcons 7. We'll be back in 30 seconds.
Points on the year now, and we have 3 quarters left to go.
Yeah. Been a very, very exciting football game thus far.
Can't make mistakes against good teams. They'll make you come back and they'll make you haunt you.
Well, I'll tell you what, it's been a couple of fumbles on the offense. One really killed the Falcons. That was the last one. The first one didn't seem to hurt them at all. Wayne Grimm, this one's a short kick, and it gets free. Good could not handle it. Mike Jones goes back and just falls on it at the 15-yard line. So Good could not pick it up. It went right through his hands. And a little bit of fumbleitis here for the Fitch Falcons.
Falcons were handling the ball very well, had the ball pop loose, and Ledyard Colonels took affront to that, went in for the touchdown score. Now the Fitch Falcons have a long way to go, and they're behind now for the first time in the ball game.
16-yard line is where they'll mark it down. 1st and 10 from there. And Anthony Wilson has been uncharacteristically quiet. He's just been handing it off.
Yep, but things may change right now. They're behind.
All right, let's see what happens. And he pitches it out to Jones. Again, a good hole off tackle. And Mike Jones with good running room. They may be wise just to go back to that play and just get a nice steady drive going. Going off tackle seems to be a good bread and butter play for them. They're getting 5 and 6 yards a pop.
Yep, that play's worked effectively today. Good blocking at the line of scrimmage, going at the left side of that Ledyard Colonel defense. And We have had some scoring here in the first quarter. We'll give you a little catch-up on that right after this play.
We'll catch up with your mustard.
Yep.
4:03 to go. It's been a long first quarter. Lots of action. 14-7. Colonels lead it. Here's Scott again trying to get off tackle. Scott has another 3 or 4 yards. As I said, it doesn't look very fancy. It may be kind of conservative, but it's getting the job done right now for the Falcons.
So we've had some scoring here in the first quarter. Mike Jones for the Fitch Falcons in from about the 16-yard line. Anthony Hall's extra point was good, 7-0 Fitch Falcons. On the very next play, Tom Bingham to Bydro Williams, a 58-yard touchdown pass. Wayne Grimm's extra point tied the ball game, and then Bydro Williams, as you saw in that fumble recovery, ran it in. Led your Colonels lead it 14-7.
Mike Jones again on the carry, and Jones has his first down. And Colonels, it looks like maybe they're getting a little bit too used to this fumble thing, because it looks like a couple of people have been going for the ball, tackling the ball instead of the man. That time it hurt him because Mike Jones wriggled away and got a first down. Myron Leanna coming to the sideline. Looked like he was shaken up on that last play, number 73.
As we mentioned, that Colonel defense has been stingy all year long. Last week, the Killingly Redmen scored 14 points, and up until then, they'd already given up like 13 in the previous 5 games.
All right, so it's a 1st and 10 for the Falcons. Ball handed off to the... Is that the fullback, Greg Drab? Nope. I'm not catching it. Oh, it's Mike Jones. But no yardage gain. Matter of fact, a loss of 2 yards on the play. So it'll be 2nd and 12. Are you surprised that we haven't seen one pass yet for the Falcons?
Well, they had been moving the ball well, with the exception of that one fumble. On their first possession, they moved it, ended up with a touchdown, came back, and there was a fumble. So 2 of the 3 possessions, they've looked pretty good on the ground.
2nd and 12. We may see the ball in the air right here. Wilson back to throw under the gun, gets it away, completes it. This is Scott down the sideline, 1 man to beat. And he's pushed out of bounds. Pendleton got enough of him to knock him out of bounds inside the 40. And a great throw by Wilson under the gun.
And Scott that time was wide open. A nice throw by Wilson, and I think so many men were rushing that time that it freed up Scott to get the ball in the backfield and just run with it.
Pat Williams put the pressure on Wilson, hit him as he released the football, but it still got to Scott, and there's Scott coming to the sideline with a big play on 2nd and long. Picks up a first down in Colonel territory at the 36. And now Anthony Wilson looks at the Colonel defense, doesn't like what he sees, and calls a timeout. So 2:06 to go. We've got a break in the action. Let's take this 30-second timeout. We'll be back with more after this. Two Colonels,
that's it.
right there.
That's current, too. That's current stuff.
2:06 to go, first quarter, 14-7. Colonels lead it, but the Falcons are on the march. 1st and 10. Long pass downfield. There's your man wide open for a touchdown. Brian Hopkins. And the Falcons answer. Beautiful toss by Wilson to Hopkins. 42 yards for the touchdown.
And rolling to your left and throwing it that distance, only an athlete like Anthony Wilson could do that. And we've called for Brian Hopkins to get the ball more in previous games. And guess what? They went to him early, and big guy did the job.
A big strike for Wilson and the Falcons, and they're back within 1. And Hall will attempt the extra point. McCoy on the hold and right down the pipe. So we are all tied up with less than 2 minutes to go in the first quarter. 14-14, we'll be back. Brian Hopkins hauling in. Your guy.
Yep, and you had said something about Wilson not going to there. Well, he did.
He sure did. Last 2 plays for big yardage. Here's Pendleton on the return. Excuse me, that's Williams. Bydro Williams dancing up across the 40 to the 42-yard line. So Bydro Williams takes it back in good field position for the alleged Colonels to answer. And it was right here on this spot on the field with the first down that Bydro got his first touchdown. A 60-yard scoring strike from Bingham to Williams.
So the Fitch Falcons on their 3rd possession of the ball game march 82 yards, and they get the touchdown, and it took them just about 2 minutes, and that touchdown strike from Anthony Wilson to Brian Hopkins.
And we're still in the first quarter, guy. 1:43 to go. 1st and 10 Colonels. Back to throw. Bingham. Over the middle. Stein with a catch. Stein out of bounds with a first down. Hall knocked him out at the Falcon 41-yard line. 1st and 10 Colonels. This has been a wide open football game.
And boy, he pulled that in with a paw.
With a paw.
With a paw. Downfield, about 5 yards beyond that, there was several potential receivers. I don't know how Bingham found him on that pass, but it was just another well-thrown ball by Tom Bingham.
You remember the Catawba Claw? Was he Notre Dame, wasn't he? I don't. It's a college split end. The Catawba Claw. He used to patented those one-handed grabs. Bingham on first down will throw it again. Incomplete. This time intended for his tight end Stevens. Back on the coverage was Good. Incomplete will bring up 2nd down and 10. And Bingham comes to the sidelines and talking to head coach Mignall.
Bill Mignall, I'm sure, just giving him reassurance. Tom, ball was thrown pretty well. Just need one more step to catch that one, and just telling him what to do on the next play. Forget about that one. That one's over.
Yep. Nothing you can do about it. It's in the book.
It's been an exciting first quarter. 14-14 is your score.
1:24 to go. Both teams have been up and down the field. Lots of action. Hope you're enjoying it. They'll stick on the ground this time. Bydro Williams trying to get away from that initial front wall. Cannot do it, although he gave it his best shot. 2 or 3 guys trying to drag him down. Anthony Hall, the man off the bottom of the stack. Matt Gibbs was there as well as Akiti Cowart. They had a rough time dragging old Bydro Williams to the ground.
And Sam, with the exception of the first possession, which Ledyard had, they were 3 and out. After that, there's been a score on every possession.
And there's been a score without a possession.
Yep.
On that fumble recovery and run back by Bydro. Here's the pitch to Bydro. Trying to get outside. He's got the speed to do it, but a great top tackle by Good on the near sideline. Great defensive play to prevent a first down and maybe even a touchdown.
Yep.
And Bydro's shaking his head. I thought I was by that big linebacker, but he got him.
May have time for one more play here in the first quarter. We're knotted up 14-14.
Great ball game thus far. Hope you're enjoying it on Storer Cable 36 and Eastern Connecticut Cable 25. Glad to have you aboard. It's a 4th down and the Colonels will kick it. Brent Schulman on to get it away. Right down the middle of the field. This one may be in the end zone. Let's see. No, they say they got it. Do they say it went in or not? I don't know. From that signal, I can't tell. They're going to say it went into the end zone. They're going to bring it out to the 20, and I believe that's the final play of the first quarter. So, 1 quarter in the history books, 12 minutes of action has been played, and we are tied. Your score after 1 quarter, the Ledyard Colonels 14, the Fitch Falcons 14. Back with 2nd quarter action after this. Dorr Field and Groton, 14-14 your score. The Colonels and Falcons doing battle, and it's been an exciting first quarter, Bill.
Tell you what, the offenses are going to be tired.
Yeah, I guess so.
We talked about Ledyard's
Give us a break
defense.
and put the defense on the field.
Yeah, we've been talking about Ledyard's defense being stingy, the speed of Fitch's defense, and we're tied 14-14. All we've seen is scoring so far. Love it, though. Love it.
Oh, yeah. This is a great day for a high school football game, too. It's kind of overcast, so that helps the passing game a little bit. A little bit of a breeze, not too much to worry about. I was kind of worried how the track would be after all that rain from last night, but I tell you what, it's beautiful so
It's
far.
obviously pretty good.
Yeah. 1st and 10 for the Falcons at their own 20. Here's Anthony Hall breaking it open. Hall with a first down. So Anthony Hall with his first carry gets a first down outside the 35. So it doesn't seem to matter who they give the ball to on that off-tackle play. They have found a seam in the Ledyard Colonel defense.
Certainly have. Hall, Scott, and Jones have been enjoying this ball game. We hope you are here on Storer Cable 36. And if you'd like a copy of today's game, 449-1477 are the numbers to give us a call.
That's a nice shot. Anthony Hall there as the offense comes up for 1st and 10. And Scott has it. Scott will be knocked down behind the line of scrimmage. Sean Lowe, Stevens in on the stop for the Colonels. So a loss, well, they say a gain of maybe a micron or 2. second down and still 10 yards to go, as Hall did not pick up any yardage that time.
And
Excuse me, that was Scott.
Next week on Star Cable, we'll have the Waterford Lancers, hosted by the Ledyard Colonels. And as we mentioned, Waterford dropped the game 7-6 to the St. Bernard Saints, so that kind of took a little bit of wind out of their sails.
This is Scott. Scott short yardage this time. Myron Leanna holding on to the sneakers there. Got him by the Adidas and dragged him down.
And Sam, the Waterford Lancers had gone up in Class S to second place with a 6-1 record. That loss is just a devastating loss. They are now just about out of the picture.
Yep. So as we come down to the final few games of the season, it looks like the Colonels may be the only team with a real good shot at getting into the playoffs.
Waterford's got to beat Ledyard next week and hope that Seymour and Bloomfield and perhaps Berlin lose a game.
Hall will throw. Got a man open in the middle of the field, and he drops the football. No, he caught it. Rogers Cox. I thought it eluded him somehow, but Rogers Cox hauls it in, and it's going to be a first down at the 48-yard line of the Ledyard Colonels.
So Wilson that time had the ball a little delay, found Cox in the middle, and threw the strike, and the only question was whether or not he caught it.
The play-action pass, fake to the back.
Hit the ball pretty well. Hit the ball pretty well.
Right on the hip, yep.
I saw that.
Nice little opening right down the middle of the field for the tight end, number 88, Rogers Cox. A big reception for him. And on first down, they'll go to the ground again. And this is Scott, and Scott gets nowhere.
And with the gang tackling that the Ledyard Colonels do, you have to make sure you've got both hands on the ball, because with 3 and 4 of them tackling at one time, they're hitting you high, they're hitting you low, they're hitting the ball. And one fumble recovery did lead to a Ledyard Colonel score, and a nice run by Bydro Williams on that fumble recovery.
Yep.
And credit to Sean Lowe, number 21, for popping it loose.
About a 26-yarder?
Yes.
Return on the fumble. So Bydro Williams done it from both sides of the field, offense and defense. Second down and 11. Wilson again will throw. Under pressure, gets it away. Cox has it for a first down. And he could have had a lot more had that ball been thrown a little more out in front, but give credit to Hall. Hall did well just to get the ball there. He was under big pressure.
Sure, they just want to move the ball and keep the ball and try to go in for a score. It looks like we're going to have a timeout, Sam.
Yes, indeed. Do we have an official's timeout?
Looks like a timeout, Ledyard.
Okay, Ledyard will call a timeout. There's a break in the action. 9:21 to go here in the second quarter. Your score, Ledyard 14 and the Fitch Falcons 14. We'll be back. First and 10, Falcons. Mike Scott gonna lose big yardage. 3 or 4 yards this time. The ball popped loose, but after the play, and I'll tell you what, you got to give probably just about the whole forward wall for the Colonels credit that time. Steve Reardon, I believe, was there first, but Pat Williams was there and a host of people. Wayne Grimm. I mean, you can almost call off every member of that defensive front wall. They were there that time to make the stop on Scott.
And a good timeout call by Bill McDowell. He wanted to slow down that Fitch Falcon offense that was moving the ball well, passing.
Second and long from the 37. Wilson will throw. Down the sidelines, going for Hopkins. Oh, incomplete. Brian Hopkins could not haul it in, and I'll tell you what, Bydro Williams and Hopkins were tied up and could have been a flag.
Step to step, and
there was some contact.
Just tough play at the angle, over the shoulder, and having a man breathing on your neck, and Hopkins still almost came up with it.
Yes, indeed.
Just couldn't beat the fleet-footed Bydro Williams running backwards.
The ball was hung up a little bit, too. But I'll tell you, there was a little bit of contact down there as the ball was in the air. I've seen less contact than that. I've seen the flag, but this time they let it go. 8:38 to go, first half. Wilson will throw it again. They set up the screen to Cox. He's got a blocker, and what a beautiful open field tackle by Schwartzberg. So they come up short of the first down. It'll be fourth down about 2 or 3, but a well-designed play. The tight end screen. Rogers Cox looked like he had lots of running room down the sideline, and Schwartzberg just moved in and made a beautiful open field tackle.
Key fourth down play, Sam.
Yes, indeed. The crowd coming up, the Ledyard Colonels on the sidelines, telling their fans to get up. 4th and 3. No first down there. They went with Anthony Hall, and he does not get it. So the Colonels stop the drive at the 28-yard line.
And Sam, that's something that hasn't happened much in today's ball game.
No.
Turning it over on downs.
Nope. That's the first time we've seen that today, this afternoon.
Right. Whatever.
Kind of gets confusing. It's an afternoon game, but people will be watching it at night. That confuses me. I don't know about our viewers, but I get confused easily. Bingham back to pass on first down. Going deep. Going for Bydro Williams. The ball was picked off by Wilson, but we got a flag. They say incomplete. Wilson was out of bounds. And Mike Henry is out.
Mike Henry doesn't agree.
No, I don't think so.
And
Not at all.
Plus it was a flag throw, so it may have been some contact.
I think Bydro Williams pushed off. I think it was offensive pass interference against Williams. Anthony Wilson did catch the ball, but they said he was out of bounds.
And
But
Wilson,
I still think Bydro Williams pushed off before the ball got there.
yeah, and actually Wilson was the second man in there to try to intercept. As you mentioned, there was a push. Wilson was then the one that was open to catch the ball.
Yeah. But I'd be very surprised if that was not the call, because I clearly saw Bydro Williams push off as the ball was in the air.
Well, everybody's moving back.
Yep. But I tell you what, people have been unafraid to go to the air today and go deep.
Well, that's what I've talked about for years, both on radio and TV. The teams that can pass against the good opponents are the ones that can score.
Offensive pass interference. So you see the call. I would have been shocked if it was anything else, because clearly, good thing we don't have instant replay, because you would have clearly seen Bydro push off just toward the end of the play to get free.
And with 28 points on the board, that's only one of maybe the second or third penalty in the ball game.
It's been a penalty-free ball game. They march it 15 yards back to the 15-yard line. So now it's second and long. Here's Bydro Williams trying to get outside. Not much running room there. Rob Duncan came up from the corner to slow him up, and then Hopkins got a hold of him. And also number 33 on the stop, Greg Drab. So that'll bring up third down and still about a half a mile or so. They also had an ineligible receiver downfield in that play, so everything went wrong for the Colonels.
Not a well-called play.
On that long pass play.
Yeah, not well executed.
That's the one. Third down and lots of mileage. They'll go on the reverse to Pendleton, and the Falcons are ready for it, and they eat him up right at the 15-yard line. Ali Rivera was there first. Looks like Rogers Cox also there, and Pendleton gets up kind of slow, saying, "Hey, let's put an end to that call."
Wide open ball game in the first quarter with both teams scoring 14 points, and we've got a little bit of a defensive battle here in quarter number 2.
Yep. 6:35 and the clock rolling here in the first half. 14-14 your score between the undefeated Ledyard Colonels and the once beaten Fitch Falcons. Here's the kick by Schulman. It's kind of wobbly coming over the far side. Duncan gets away from this one, and it rolls out of bounds. And where are they going to mark it? About the 48-yard line. Fitch Falcons will have it in good field position, and they have had the territorial advantage, at least here in the second quarter.
Yep, and to the winner of this ball game for the next year, they'll have the Colonel Ledyard sword. We didn't mention that earlier. We had talked about it. We didn't mention it.
First down and 10 for the Falcons at the Colonel 47-yard line. 6:16 to go. We're knotted at 14 apiece. Hall or Wilson back to throw. Going to go deep again. McCoy is out there, but this one's going to be picked off by Bydro Williams. Same as a punt as they drop him inside the 5. So Bydro might have been wiser just to knock that one down, but he picks it off, and he's tackled immediately inside the 5-yard line.
Yeah, as a rule, you'd rather have the ball, but you wouldn't want to have the ball that far close to your own end zone and see what they do.
So that's the second turnover for the Fitch Falcons. They had the fumble early on that cost them a touchdown, and now the interception by Bydro Williams. And the Colonels have it back, but deep in their own territory. 2 wideouts to the near side on first down. They give it to the fullback, Joe Jones. Jones has very short yardage. Looks like Anthony Hall and Bridgers helped out on the stop. Pickup of maybe 1. It'll be 2nd and 9. Ball just outside the 5-yard line.
So things slowed down here just a little bit in the second quarter. We had plenty of scoring, plenty of offense in the first quarter, all that you would like to have, and including that exciting return by Bydro Williams on the fumble recovery. And
the 60-yard run after that pass.
Yes.
The Bydro Williams show. He has both touchdowns for the Colonels. And he has the ball again, and this time met right at the line of scrimmage. Nothing there at all for Bydro to work on. And he gets knocked right down at the line of scrimmage. Matt Gibbs, number 76, I believe, was there first for the Falcons. Coming down to the 4-minute mark here in the first half.
So Mike Jones with the only touchdown on the ground, with the exception that Bydro Williams' fumble recovery. Other 2 touchdowns via the air. Bingham's to Williams and Wilson to Hopkins.
Big 3rd down play here, 3rd and long. They'll go to the air. Bingham gonna air it out on the sidelines, overthrows his target. That's Stevens, number 86, the tight end. Covered nicely by Good, and that'll bring up the punting situation. Brent Schulman, number 82. Excuse me, Brent Schultz, number 82. I've been saying Schulman.
It almost appears that the offenses for both teams are just a little bit tired by all the emotional drain they had in that first quarter.
You could be right. Rob Duncan is back at the 35 to field it, and Schultz will have to be careful not to step on the end line here.
One of the Falcons went over the line.
Falcon goes offside. That's number 24 for the Falcons, Ian Young, who jumped offside.
So the Ledyard Colonels looking for the victory so they can stay undefeated and also keep in the lead of the pack in the Class MM division of the CIAC football pairings. And this is also an Eastern Connecticut Conference Yankee division game, and they lead the St. Fitch Falcons in the conference.
Now Schultz gets a little more breathing room back there. Gets off a line drive kick. Duncan will be able to return this one, but he takes the fair catch, gets a knee. And the Falcons will take it over at the 49. I thought that was a good kick to return.
Sure was.
But Duncan on the field must have seen a different situation, or he might have just been instructed by Mike Emery to say, take the fair catch, let's conserve some time on the clock with 4:22 to go, give the offense a chance to get it rolling again.
So the Falcons would like to be able to march 49 yards and perhaps take a lead into the half, but Ledyard Colonel defense once again digging in. They're ready to get back here and try to get Anthony Wilson.
Wilson will hold on to the football, and Anthony Wilson looked like a broken play. He turns it into something positive, gets it down near the 40-yard line. So Anthony Wilson, not quite sure if that was a broken play or just an option run by Wilson, but it looked to me like something went askew there in the backfield.
And Sam, nice to see this crowd here at this high school football game, Ledyard and Fitch.
It's been a while since we had a crowd this big, huh?
Yep.
But hey, this is the game that everyone was looking forward to since the beginning of the season. Wilson now will throw it. Looking downfield, now he's going to run it. And Wilson carrying people with him. Trowbridge is hanging on for dear life, but Wilson has the first down.
Trowbridge looked like he was trying to break a steer that time.
He had a bundle. Wilson, not real big in the, as far as the height department, but he's a tough little kid, 180 pounds, 5'9", tough to bring down. Trowbridge found that out.
Talked to his dad and sister before the ball game. They watch us on Star Cable 36.
Well, that's
and
one of the 405.
Yeah, and Tiny down there in the brown van, the tan van today, says he always watches. He predicted something like a 33 to 28, 24 score, so he's pretty close. But he picked the Fitch Falcons, of course. #1 Fitch Falcon fan.
He's been a fan since he did the games on radio.
Yep, since they made dirt.
Since they made dirt.
Since he made dirt,
since God was a kid.
Yep.
How many other cliches can we come up with?
Injured player down the field. There's a look at your scoreboard. 3:34 left in the half, and we are knotted at 14. Couldn't be much better than what we've seen.
And the injured player is #4, Mike Scott. And while they check him out, why don't we check out the scoring? Want to recap the scoring in the first half there, Bobo?
Yeah, we'll take a little look at the scoring. The Fitch Falcons, with 6:23 left on the clock in the first quarter, scored. Mike Jones a 16-yarder. Anthony Hall's extra point was good. Fitch Falcons, Ledyard Colonels came back twice. Bingham's to Williams on a touchdown pass, 7-6. Extra point was good. Then Bydrell Williams on a fumble recovery set up by, what do we say, number 21?
Yeah, Sean Lowe.
Sean
The guy
Lowe.
that knocked it away.
Williams ran in about 26-30 yards, making it 13-7. And then the extra point by Grimm was good. Then Wilson hooked up with Brian Hopkins for the 14-13. Anthony Hall's extra point was good, knotting in at 14 apiece. In the first, all the scoring in the first quarter.
Yep. Thank you, sir.
You're welcome.
Timing was just about perfect, as now Mike Scott has been taking the sidelines and the Falcon offense ready to go with the 1st and 10 just inside the Colonel 35-yard line. Wilson, who got the first down on the keeper call, will roll to the far side. Gets the pass away behind his intended receiver, Hall, and Sean Lowe was the closest guy to that one. And even he couldn't catch up with it.
Yeah, Hall wasn't even looking.
And Pat Williams was chasing down Anthony Wilson. And had Wilson held that ball for like maybe 2 more seconds, he would have felt it. Hole number 52 would have been coming through the back of the helmet. So the clock stops with 3:16 to go. It'll be 2nd down and 10. So Wilson now kind of married to the air game, but they hold it on the ground. This is Jones on the pitch, trying to go with that off tackle play again, and again it works for about 3, maybe 4 yards as they get it down near the 30. Still going to leave the Falcons with a 3rd and long, a passing situation upcoming.
Yep, and Jones that time, like he did previously in that first quarter, getting a little speed up before we got the ball from Wilson, and that gave him a little bit of a head start. Looking down at Steve, and I guess we're going to be on TV. We'll
Steve
wave at you.
Douglas. Good camera work, my man. Back to the live action on 3rd and long. Big call here. Wilson pumps once, fires down the middle, got his man McCoy, 1st down. Anthony Wilson with a rifle, a bullet shot into McCoy for the 1st down.
And old Bydrell Williams trying to pull it away, and Hall says, no, that's my ball. I mean, not Hall, McCoy says, that's my ball.
Mm-hmm.
1st down, Fitch Falcons, and what do we got left? 2.5?
2.5. 1st down inside the 20, about the 19, well, call it the 17-yard line. Because that time Wilson threw a line shot in there.
Bullet.
When he had to, threaded the needle. Greg Drab gets the call and gets very little, if any, yardage, as he's met right at the line of scrimmage by Pat Williams. And
Didn't fool anyone.
There's 2 tanks going head-to-head, cannon to cannon.
Drab patiently waiting to have his number called. He's only handled the ball a couple of times here today and has done a lot of blocking in the backfield for Wilson. Both quarterbacks, by the way, Sam, have had plenty of time to look for the receivers and throw the ball.
And the Fitch Falcons, they better get things in gear, because clock is running down now to 1:45. Not a heck of a lot of time. They got to think about getting the ball in the end zone. Either that or maybe setting up the field goal. Here's the pitch to the near sideline. That's Jones. Jones goes out of bounds. Good move as he gets the 1st down and then skips out of bounds at about the 6. So the Falcon offense again threatening down the red zone.
And the Fitch Falcons don't want to look back, but last week they had 2 situations like this where being on the 5-yard line or inside the 5-yard line was crucial to them not scoring. So they know this week they've got to put the ball into the end zone.
Right at the 5-yard line is where they mark him out. It's 1st and goal from there. And the Falcons come in with their big unit. Myron Leanna comes in. And the big tanks and the Ledyard Colonels did not get their personnel shifted properly in time, so they call a timeout with 1:35 to go. And we'll keep it right here as the Fitch Falcons are threatening with a 1st and goal and a touchdown, or really any kind of a score here toward the end of the half would certainly give the Falcons a boost.
A boost that they do need. Again, they're coming off a tough loss. They're playing against an undefeated team. They'd like to go into the end zone remembering their last possession, which might be a score. If they don't, then they're going to have to be lifted up again during that halftime talk by Mike Emery saying, guys, we came down and once again inside the 5, we weren't able to put it into the end zone.
What about the field goal? Do you think Mike Emery would take a field goal? at this point of the ball game?
Well, if they get to 4th down, they might. But again, what I look for here...
Certainly got the leg for it.
Yeah, what I look for here is Anthony Wilson coming up big here in this series where he can roll out, he can pass. If he finds an opening on some sort of option play, then he may be the one that takes it in.
And there are the Hogs on the front line. We don't mean that in any detrimental fashion. They just brought the big people in.
Good
Myron
time.
Leanna, number 62, Rick Sheldon, and number 52, Pat Williams. They'll try to keep the Falcons out of the end zone. 1st and goal. Crowd comes up. A flag down, and the ball goes to Jones, and not a heck of a lot of yardage, and a flag on the play.
And if there's one thing, if you're the Fitch Falcons, you don't want to do is to have a penalty against yourself.
Yep. We don't know if that's the case as yet.
Somebody obviously quick off the ball.
Yep. Legal procedure call against the Falcons. And 5 yards doesn't seem like much in a normal circumstance, but 5 yards in this position is very big.
Yep, and that's what gives coaches gray hairs.
And that's why Mike has a few.
Yep.
What happened to you?
A lot of penalties, I guess. Each one of them's got a start.
I guess. 1 minute, 31 seconds to go before halftime. This has been a good one.
That may put the Falcons to the air now.
Yep.
Stay away from Bydra Williams, I'll tell you that.
Yes, indeed. But Anthony Wilson gives you that extra dimension. He can roll out and either throw it or run it. And that's what he's going to do. He's under the heat, but he gets away from it. Loops it to the end zone. Rogers Cox, a great catch for the touchdown. Rogers Cox in the back of the end zone, hauls it in. And the Falcons score with 1:12 to go. Anthony Wilson, give him credit because he got away from a big rush. Got it to the outside and looped it to the end zone, and Rogers Cox went up high and reeled it in.
And Cox was open 3 times on that, and he finally got the ball and made a great catch.
And give Anthony Wilson credit. If he didn't have the kind of speed and the athletic ability that he does possess, that would have been a sack back at the 20.
So a 10-yard touchdown pass.
Here's Hall's extra point. It's good. So the Fitch Falcons go in with 1:12 to go, and it's 21-14. Don't go away. I think this one's going to go down to the wire, Bobo.
I certainly think you're right.
21-14. We'll hold it right here for the last minute and 12. And we've known the Ledyard Colonels to go deep in these kinds of situations. Right toward the end of the half, they get the football. Just when you think they're going to run out the clock, all of a sudden they send somebody deep and they can nail you.
Yeah, well, they can come right back here on the kickoff return. But again, with Bingham at quarterback and Stein and Pendleton as receivers, Williams as receivers, a couple of big plays, used the sideline. 1:12 was really a lot of time for a team like the Ledyard Colonels.
21-14, 1:12 to go, first half. And Hall will kick it off. Back deep, Bydra Williams, Gary Pendleton, and Sean Lowe. Maybe an onside kick here, a little squib kick for the Falcons. Nope, they'll kick it away. And it will be Bydra inside his 15, trying to get to the wall. Gets to the outside, picks up a block, and is hammered down at about the 26-yard line. Number 77 on the special teams making the stop, Tony Hill for the Falcons special teams. And the Colonels will go 1st and 10 from their 28-yard line. Good kick coverage that time.
Yep, certainly was. Good
and
special
they'll roll
teams.
the clock. About 1 minute to go. Again, the Colonel fans beseeching the offense to come back and answer. Under a minute to go. They'll throw it up. This is Stein, first down catch at the 40. Struggles forward, but he does not get out of bounds. I think that's what he was trying to do,
Yep.
but he just could not get out of bounds.
Yeah, once he got the catch, he wanted to make sure he could stop the clock by getting out of bounds. And right now, Jack Barkley's saying first down, but he's telling those Ledyard fans to get back about a yard or so from that sideline.
Yep, this is an excited crowd. They roll the clock after setting the chains. 40 seconds to go.
So the big play today has been the pass play, Sam.
Yep, It's a tall order. They're 59 yards away at their own 41. Bydro Williams going to throw the football. Got a man open. That's the tight end, Stevens. A beautiful catch at the 25. But we've got a flag. Hold everything. There's a flag at the 35-yard line.
Someone pushed off.
But a great throw and a great catch by Stevens. Bydro Williams, the old halfback option pass.
And that's one official I don't recognize. That's John Gomes.
All right, let's see what the flag's going to be. It looks like it's against the Falcons. I'll tell you, these Colonels never give up. Under a minute to go, a lot of teams would say, hey, let's go in the locker room and talk about it. Not Bill Mignall. He's out there kicking and scratching, and he's in the red zone again.
So Williams showing another dimension of his skills as he throws a strike. I think they worked on that play a few times.
I think so. Jeff Stevens was open, but not by much. Good coverage back there by Rob Duncan. But that ball was just thrown right on Stevens' hands.
So there
nothing you could do about it.
Was a lot of scoring in the first quarter, a lull in the offensive action in the early stages of the second quarter, but all of a sudden both offenses got a breather, a second wind, and
back they go.
Back they go and airing it out.
It's like a prize fighter taking a couple rounds off and then coming back for more. 21 seconds to go. They'll have to catch the ball and get out of bounds, or they'll have to go for the end zone. 2 plays at best here for the Colonels to tie it up. 1st and 10. Bingham under the rush, gets it away, downfield, incomplete. Intended for Stein, good coverage by Wilson.
Pendleton open deep.
But I don't think Bingham had time to find him because he was under a heavy rush.
We mentioned earlier, not too much pressure on the defensive lines on either quarterback, but that time situation warrants with time running out in the half, and want to make sure you prevent them from scoring, so they're getting in there on old Tom Bingham.
12 seconds to go. Clock stopped now. So we'll maybe have 1, maybe 2 more plays to go. They'll have to go to the end zone. Bingham back to throw. Here comes the rush. Draft. Bydro Williams on a little screen pass when they nail him at the 20. That may be it. Colonels move in and call a quick timeout. They'll have 1 more play. 4 seconds to go. I don't know about running a screen pass, especially a middle screen.
Well, I think you can
because if you get tackled, you're right in the middle of the football field with nothing to do.
Yeah, and I think you can, well, they may have been thinking about lining up a field goal, but they really need a touchdown. I think you're going to see the ball by Bingham this time thrown into the end zone, and just hope that Bydro or Gary or Stein...
Are you getting those Swisher Sweets out? A little early for that.
It's been an exciting first half.
Yeah, but it's only a 7-point lead there, Bobo.
Well, this is not a victory. It's the end of a half. End of a good half.
Oh, okay.
Look for the ball.
You have different cigars for different occasions.
Yeah. Look for Bingham.
I see.
I'm sorry. Look for Bingham to throw the ball into the end zone and just hope that somebody with a white shirt on catches it for the touchdown.
Or they get a penalty in which the clock, of course, the half cannot end on a penalty on the defense. So you throw it up there and hope that 1 of 2 things could happen. You could catch the football, or you could get a defensive interference call in which you'd get another crack at it.
So when you have 2 teams that have been offensive all year long and 2 teams that have been stingy defensively, today what's happened is the offenses are the ones that have dictated the tempo of the ball game.
Yep. 21-14, 4 seconds to go, and the Colonels at the 20-yard line trying to answer here before halftime.
Field goal. Maybe.
Wayne Grimm.
Hey, maybe.
This will be a 37-yarder. They fake it. Bingham rolls out, downfield. It's caught. And they flip it back to Pendleton for the touchdown. No, that's Bydro Williams, but they say he was down. I believe they said the receiver was down.
There's also a penalty marker now.
The old hook and ladder play.
Touchdown.
It is a touchdown. And the Colonels, with no time on the clock, tie the score. They run the old hook and ladder play.
So Bill Mignall reached back in his bag of tricks that time and came up with a fake field goal attempt. Quarterback holding through it. Little hook and ladder into the touchdown.
Unbelievable.
And we've got a 1-point game here. Fake field goal attempt. Who would have thought it? What a call. What a call.
I think you thought it.
I thought I did. I mentioned it.
Here's Grimm with the extra point. All important.
Oh,
no, he missed it.
Oh, no.
He missed it.
Unbelievable.
That sets up some interesting scenarios for the second half. So don't go away. We have got a whale of a football game, and Mike Emery is absolutely living on the sidelines. He came all the way to midfield to talk to one of the officials about that last play, and he is just absolutely beside himself. I don't know what he's so upset about, but he is definitely very upset.
Well, he looks like he's giving his opinion to John Gomes.
And the Ledyard crowd now giving it to Mike Emery.
And here come the Fitch Falcon team out. They think there's trouble. Their coach is under trouble. They're very close to Mike Emery and the coaching staff. And
well,
they've got the 1-point lead.
We certainly want everybody to go off healthy at halftime. So let's get to the locker rooms, gang, and let's play a second half like that first half.
Yeah.
That missed extra point would have to score twice.
Yes, or a field
to
goal.
take the lead. Yeah, but they would have to score twice.
Including maybe a field goal, right.
So here we go. We're going to start the second half, and if it's anything like the first, hold on to your seats. This is high and end over end, and Good will field at the 35. Trying to pick up his wall, cuts it back. Good with a nice little return. He's going to get it out to near the 46-yard line. So the Fitch Falcons get it 1st and 10 to start the second half, almost at midfield. The way the half ended, can that spark a football team? Can you get them even more into the game, or what's your feeling?
It can, and it's very important that Ledyard did come back to score with no time on the clock, because if they don't, they're down 6 points. Actually, they're down 7 points going into the half, and it took some of the sizzle away from the Fitch Falcons because they had that one touchdown lead going into the half, only to have Ledyard come right back and burn them.
All right, 1st and 10. Falcons, here's the pitch out to Scott. Good blocking at the point of the attack. Scott trying to run away and finally dragged down from behind by Pendleton on the far sideline, but a 1st down carry for Scott. And that off tackle has been open all afternoon for the Falcons.
Yep, as we mentioned, Scott likes to go left. Jones likes to come to the right, and Drab, whose number has not been called that often today, likes to go up the middle. And Anthony Wilson just as soon scrambled, but he's been very effective passing here in this ball game.
But I tell you what, Drab has not gotten the ball, but that big number 33 is a key man. He's the lead blocker, leading them through that hole on the off tackle play. And here comes Jones the other way. And Jones will have short yardage. Trying to see who gets off the stack. That's Schwartzberg and Jeremy Stein with the stop of the Colonels. 2 yards on the play, and we may get a little bit messy in the second half because the rain is beginning to pick up a little bit.
Yep, and that 30 yards assessed against the Ledyard Colonels may in fact be hurting them, as the Fitch Falcons on their 3rd play here in the second half are into Colonel territory.
At the 37-yard line, 2nd down and 8. Scott hit at the line of scrimmage, bounces outside, gets some running room down the sidelines. He could go, cuts it back at the 5. He's out of bounds at the 4. Great run by Mike Jones, excuse me. Knocked out by Schwartzberg, but a great run by Jones. He was hit at the line of scrimmage, bounced it outside, and then down the sidelines. It was a foot race.
And that time Mike Jones was not to be denied, was looking for the daylight, found the daylight, put on a couple of nice moves, and nearly scored the touchdown, knocked out of bounds. What'd you say, Sam, about the what?
About the 4, maybe the 3-yard line.
So 1st and goal for the Falcons on the Ledyard Colonel 4.
So the penalty has affected things, as the Falcons got it in great territory, and they're knocking at the door. Jones again, he's got himself a touchdown. And the Falcons go up by 7. The Fitch Falcons take the opening drive and go right in. 10:25 to go, 3rd quarter. My, oh my, what a football game.
Gotta love it.
And just as I said, with the extra point, will force the Fitch Falcons to score not once, but twice in order to take the lead. And you can hear the Falcon crowd on the far sideline whooping it up. This is an all-important extra point for Hall. Gets it up. No! He missed it. So we're back where we started from. 7-point lead. All bets are off. 10:25 to go. A break in the action. We'll be back with more 3rd quarter football march in under 2 minutes.
About 1:35, they went 54 yards.
And it's 27-20. What a football game. And the kickoff goes out of bounds. They'll have to do it over. So a time to catch our breaths here collectively. We've been going hot and heavy since the midway point in that 2nd quarter. had a little bit of a lull in the pitch and the tone and the timbre of the game. It quieted down for a little bit in that second quarter. And for a moment there, it looked like we were going to settle into a defensive struggle. But lo and behold, toward the end of the half, things went haywire again. The offense has gotten gear, and we had all of that action. And now here in the second quarter, or second half, the Fitch Falcons take the opening kickoff and score on a 50-yard drive. Mike Jones doing yeoman work as he made 2 key carries, including the touchdown run.
So as the M&M boys in the first half, we had an aerial show. In the second half here, the Fitch Falcons score with, as Sam mentioned, a minute and 35 seconds. Mike Scott with the run, Mike Jones with the run, and then Mike Jones goes in from 5 yards out to score the touchdown.
All right, Hall tries to kick off again. This one's a beaut. Pendleton will field it inside his 15. Trying to get to the wall. Beautiful tackle. The ball is loose. Falcons all around it, and they have it. Gould will go for the touchdown. Kissimmee Gould. And the Falcons score twice. Pendleton dropped the ball, and Gould goes in. And boy, is that a killer. Still a lot of time to go in the ball game, but a lot of Colonels are stunned. 33-20. Wow. It's happening in bunches. My, oh my.
So good that time with the quick hands, picked it up, ran it back in, and pressure again by that Fitch Falcon defense special team.
Who was the guy that came out of that wall to make the tackle and pop the ball loose? I didn't catch it. It happened so fast, I did not catch who it was. But whoever made the tackle is the guy that pried it free, and Good picked it up and rumbled on in. And holy cow, 10-13 to go. It's now a 14-point lead. That's the biggest lead of the ball game for either team. We'll be back in 30 seconds. Well, I guess we're going to hope it happen this quickly. 2 quick touchdowns for the Falcons, and with 10-13 to go, it's a 34-20 game. Well, listen, don't count the Colonels out. They've been down by 14 points and bigger scores before and come back and won ball games. One in particular I remember on a cold, wintry day, December, a couple of years back.
Colonels
they were in a championship game against Newtown. They were down by 14. They came back and won it.
They'll be going to the air, Sam.
And the Colonels are not out of this thing by any means at all. Pendleton returns to the 31. The Colonels do have their work cut out for them, but I think they're up to it.
So Mike Jones scored with 10:25 on the clock in the third quarter, and with 10:13, 12 seconds later, Fitch Falcons on the kickoff, pick up the recovery, run it in for the touchdown, and now they've got that nice, comfortable 34-20 lead.
And 2, count them, 2 fumble recoveries for touchdowns today. You don't see that a heck of a lot. Bydro Williams had the fumble recovery in the first half for a touchdown. And here, Kissimmee Good goes in for the score on the kickoff, the fumble by Pendleton. And both about the same amount of yardage, too, about 25, 26 yards. So the Colonels will have to do it in the air, under the gun. Gets it away, and it's fielded by one of the linemen. That's Pat Williams, and he's an ineligible receiver. This is a good little run, but it's all going to be just exercise, as Pat Williams is an ineligible receiver. So unfortunately, he looked good on that run.
I told you all year long he'd look good if he had number 33 or 36 on him.
He looked real good on the run, but unfortunately, he's an offensive tackle. Can't catch the football.
And with the size he's got, he'd be a great target.
I guess so.
Maybe after this week.
He might turn him into a tight end next year. He's only a junior. And Bydro Pat Williams went back to the huddle. Bydro came back and said, hey, I'm supposed to catch that one.
Yep, took it right out of his hands.
He sure did. I think he was worried about somebody perhaps intercepting, because number 64, Ali Rivera, was right in the passing lane. And I believe Pat Williams was just trying to protect the ball from being intercepted. He ended up catching it, and then he figured, well, hey, I might as well run.
But he's heard the bowman talk about what an offensive player he would be. He got his chance to run it, and he picked up about 30 yards after he caught it.
He looked pretty good.
Tough to bring him down.
Oh, yeah. He's a load. So it'll be 15 yards against the Colonels, and that doesn't help their comeback attempt any, as they'll be back inside their own 20 now at about the, let's see, about the 18-yard line. 9:48 to go, a 14-point Falcon lead. So if they can come back in this, their playoff hopes still alive. But if they lose, that makes next week's game against Waterford even more important. Now a mix-up in the backfield, and sacked and possibly hurt is Bingham. The ball popped loose, but they say after the play, but more importantly, Bingham was shaken up a little bit as they had a mix-up in the backfield. And boy, things are really happening in a negative way for the Colonels right now.
And also bad field position.
Coming apart at the seams a little bit.
Fitch Falcon defense coming to life big time here in the third quarter. Putting a lot of pressure on the Ledyard Colonels, and they'd love to get the ball away here and get one more score.
That might put it out of range. 14 is doable. 21, I don't know. Bingham back to throw. Looking, loops it downfield. Pendleton is open. He's got a first down. In between two defenders, he catches it for the first down. What I tell you about these Colonels, they just do not say quit. Beautiful defensive coverage by Jones and Wilson, and Bingham just threaded the needle.
And down 14 points, that's what they got to do more of. Throw it to the big guy, throw it to Stein, throw it to Pendleton.
Key catch that time by Pendleton. He makes up for the fumble, gets him a first down at the 45. 8:35 to go. By Joe Williams on the crossbuck. He's got running room. Pushed down from behind by Hopkins. Rivera there as well, but a first down for the Colonels. And that first down catch seems to have renewed the life and the hope of this Colonel bunch.
Got him fired up.
As they look to come back from a 14-point deficit. If they lose here, they know next week against Waterford is absolutely must win.
Yes.
First and 10, Colonels at the 44-yard line. 8:13 to go. They're down 34-20. It's been a whale of a ball game. Back to throw. Bingham, plenty of time. Now he's going to run it. Nope. Takes a second chance. Loops it downfield. This one's up for grabs at the goal line. And it's incomplete. Stein was down there along with Stevens, and we've got two flags on the field.
I think there was a hold that time against the Ledyard Colonels, Sam, right about the line of scrimmage.
That would make sense because Bingham had all kinds of time back there, running around in the backfield, looking for people. Finally launched it downfield. Or you know what else could have happened? He might have gone across the line of scrimmage. I think that might have been an illegal forward pass because the line of scrimmage is the 44 or the 43-yard line. I think Bingham went across the line of scrimmage when he threw the ball.
Two flags went early, then there was another flag thrown after.
A hold is against the Fitch Falcons, a hold, and yes, an illegal forward pass. So they negate each other. Play will go over again. So Bingham was downfield illegally, the illegal forward pass, and also a hold against the Fitch Falcons.
Yep.
Wow. We have seen it all here this afternoon. This ball game has been worth the wait, Bobo.
Certainly has.
So we'll do it over. First and 10 from the 44-yard line. Again, the rain has been rather sporadic, not really affected the ball game so far. Bingham will throw it again. On first down now, he's running out of time, more flags, and the ball incomplete, intended for Stein, and we got more flags on the ground. My, oh my.
Pendleton that time running a nice post pattern, he was open. Bingham, of course, scrambling, couldn't see him.
Yep. Holding against the Fitch Falcons. My. So the Falcons guilty of the hold defensively twice. 2 in a row. And boy.
That'll give the Colonels another first down.
Those kind of mistakes you just can't make against this kind of ball club. That's 2 holding calls that have kept this drive alive. Because the last holding call, of course, And that was a classic.
They were down the points before they even caught their breath.
Yeah.
Before they worked up a sweat.
Yeah, that was a good ball game. So never count the Falcons out. 1st and 10 from the 10 by Dorr Williams, dancing to the outside. He's going up against Wilson, and Wilson chases him out at the 4, maybe the 3. But by Dorr Williams, that's it ever so much closer, and Anthony Wilson is down on the sidelines.
And Sam, I think you said never count the Falcons out. I think you meant never count the Colonels out.
Exactly. And Anthony Wilson is down along the sidelines. He had a bad wheel earlier, and there you see a shot of him. He might have injured that knee again. He had the sprained knee, you recall, earlier in the season, came back from that. And now he's down on the sidelines, and this would be a major, major problem for the Fitch Falcons if Wilson cannot go for the remainder of the ball game, because we still got 6:39 to go.
Long way to go.
Yep. Rob Duncan is the backup, and you see they're working, it looks like, on the knee, so he might have re-injured that sprained knee. So while they work on Anthony Wilson, we'll take this quick timeout. 6:39 to go. Your score, Fitch 34. A 2-point conversion. What are your thoughts?
Well, I don't very often challenge either of these coaches as far as what they do game-wise or play call, but it didn't work, so in retrospect, maybe you go for the sure thing. Grimm's got the good foot, but I guess this way here they figured they had 2 chances to do it instead of just the 1.
Well, could be right. I'm of the opinion that you get the 1 right now, because even a tie at this point in their season is better than a loss.
Yep.
But that possibility is a little bit more remote now that they have a lot of pressure. The next time they score, they'll have to go for 2 and get it. Here's the kick. It's a short one. Duncan has it at the 25. Rob Duncan gets a little crease, and he's up to about the 38. 34-26, 6:28 to go, 3rd quarter. And I just, looking out of the press box here, looking up at the gray sky, and wouldn't it be awful if they had to call this one because of darkness?
They won't call because of darkness. 69-yard touchdown drive, pass to Pendleton, Williams run.
Getting a little dark, though.
A big holding penalty against the Fitch Falcons, a pass to Pendleton, and that set up the touchdown score by Dorr Williams, his 4th of the ball game.
And now the crowd below chanting for defense. Here's Mike Jones going to that off-tackle play again. It's been working for him all afternoon, and they still get through about 4 yards out of it. Tom Courier, and I believe that's Reardon, number 57, who got a hand in there to trip up Jones. A pickup of 4. It'll be 2nd down and 6, and the clock rolls with 5:55. That's what the Falcons are thinking about now. Let's get a ground control attack. Let's keep the ball for a while and keep it out of the hands of the Colonels.
2 excellent defenses, Sam, but we've had 60 points scored here in this ball game.
But it's been a great one. It's been a great one. Mike Jones trying to go the other way. And again, 2 or 3 yards. But that Colonel defense stiffening up just a bit now. Those off-tackle carries not as wide open as they were even the last series of downs. Williams made the stop. And it'll be 3rd down and still about 6 yards to go for the Falcons. Will they put it up?
Falcons need another score. They could even go for a field goal.
Yeah.
Either one of them would force the Colonels to score 2 more times.
All right, let's see if Anthony Wilson and company go to the air on 3rd down and long. 3rd and 6. Wilson will throw. Looking downfield, he may be sacked. He gets away from the rush. Now Williams has it, and he whips him down at the 31-yard line. Williams with the sack.
And
the Colonels hold. Did he lose the ball?
Saying he lost the ball. 1st down, Colonels.
Yes, indeed. The ball goes loose, and the Colonels have it back. My, oh my, how this team comes out of nowhere. They just seem to have that net, Bill. No matter how far behind they get, they just seem to come up with whatever they need to get back even. Unbelievable.
Falcons need to put together some sort of a drive, use the clock up. They didn't do it. Wilson fumbles, and the Ledyard Colonels are coming right back, and they've got great field position.
Trailing by 8 points, plenty of time to go. 4:30 in the 3rd quarter. Bingham back to throw under the gun. He'll be sacked. That's Drab and Bridges. Bridges coming on the blitz, and Drab coming from his nose tackle position, and they pinch in Bingham had nowhere to go.
Nope. Hot pursuit that time by the Fitch Falcons defense. And we jokingly said two great defensive teams, which they are. 60 points scored here today, but again, big plays. Pass plays, fumbles, recoveries on the kickoff, all kinds of different strange things happening here to put the points on the board.
And that was a big play, a 10-yard loss. And we're under the 4-minute mark, third quarter. 34-26. They'll go with Williams, big hole. Vigil Williams, a move at the 20, and he's down at the 21-yard line. And he's got his first down.
Looked like he was shot out of a cannon on that play.
Wow. Vigil Williams has had an absolutely fantastic afternoon of football.
8 touchdowns the past 2 weeks, and no stopping him.
Oh, unbelievable. Unbelievable afternoon. He's close to a first down. Like I said, they just seem to be able, no matter how far back you pin their ears, they seem to be able to come up with the play to get back to even.
Well, they're an excellent ball club.
1st and 10 as they come back from the sack for the first down.
So the Colonels trail it 34-26. Need a touchdown and 2 extra points, and they've got the ball and they're moving.
Mike Emery's got to be shaking his head saying, what do I have to do to beat this football team? As the Colonels come out 1st and 10 at the 21-yard line. 3:38 and the clock rolling. Bingham back to throw. Pumps once, goes deep. Got a man open. Touchdown Pendleton! And they're within 2! Gary Pendleton beats Mike Jones, and we are within 2! My, oh my, oh my! A 21-yard touchdown toss from Bingham to Pendleton. My, oh my, 34-32. What a ball game. How do you do? Will they go for 2? I would.
Oh, yeah. I'd throw the same thing. I'd have Bingham pass it to either Pendleton or Stein.
Sean Lowe is the lone wideout to the far side. Bingham will throw it, and it's no good. 26 yards passing. Pedro Williams has done just about everything but sell popcorn. Wow, who do you give the game ball to? Here's Rob Duncan, Hall, Anthony Hall. Did he lose the ball? Looked like it came loose. We got a scrum going on, and the Falcons hold on. My, oh my. I'm reminded of old Keith Jackson. Fumble, who got the ball? Nebraska!
Anthony Wilson fumbled the ball on the 43. It looks like Colonels stuck it to him as they came up with the ball on the 37-yard line. A couple plays later after that nice run by Williams. Pass play from Pendleton, touchdown, and Ledyard Colonels knocking on the door. They're down by 2, 34-32.
What a ball game. 3 minutes still to go in the third quarter. Unbelievable. Here's Scott on the pitch. Scott with a little running room. And he gets up near the 45. Nice little run by Mike Scott. Picked up about 7. Bring up a 2nd and short. That's what the Falcons want. They want those 2nd and shorts where they can hold on to the football, maybe throw a little safe kind of hook-in pass or an out pass.
They need to use some time up on the clock.
Ball control, that's the name of the game.
First downs, ball control, use up the clock, and preserve it. But now they've just got a slim 2-point lead.
2nd and about 5. Drab right up the middle. He's got his first down. Drab dragging people into Ledyard territory at the 41. So Greg Drab, just when you're thinking they're going away from the big fella, they come right back and probably crossed up the Falcon defense. They haven't seen Drab with the football since the first quarter.
But they've seen a lot of them, as you mentioned earlier, Sam,
Blocking.
out there blocking.
Yep. He's been a key in those off-tackle plays. That fullback is the lead blocker, and he's been doing a heck of a job opening the holes. Here's Mike Jones. Mike Jones with some running room. Gets it inside the 35. Steve Reardon makes the stop for the Colonels. 57. And he's got himself a dirty jersey. He's been working hard in the trenches all afternoon long. Coming down, we're under the 2-minute mark now. Mike Jones, I'm told, has 123 yards rushing.
And Jones that time could have gone outside, but I'm sure he's been told so many times, Jones, you go outside all the time, go inside, and still a nice run.
2nd and short. Scott this time gets away from Stevens, and he's knocked down right at the line of scrimmage by Sean Lowe, the corner. Came up with a good run support defense, but I got to give the credit to the front wall that time, as they forced Jones to take a longer route to the line of scrimmage, and that enabled Sean Lowe to come up, support defense, and make the stop.
Next week on Star Cable,
another big one.
Ledyard Colonels will host the Waterford Lancers. Don't miss that one.
And it'll be big if they lose this ball game. Bigger if they lose, but just as big as if they win. Here's Jones again inside the 30. And he's going to have a first down. It's a Falcon first down with 1 minute to go here in the third quarter. They'll move the chains. And we may have like maybe 2 more plays before we'll go to the fourth and final period. And it's going to take all of it, I would think, to decide this one.
And the Fitch Falcons had a 34-20 lead, a comfortable lead, only to have the Ledyard Colonels come back with those quick scores.
Roaring back. Drab right up the middle. Drab running room. If he had a little more speed, he could have cut it outside and really done some damage. But the big fella, not noted for being a speed merchant, gets it down to the 25.
Or he's thinking maybe just 1 or 2 more blocks would have burst him free.
Maybe. So a pickup of, about 4. Down about the 25-yard line, just outside the 25. It'll be second down, and with the clock rolling, this could be the last play of the third quarter. What a football game. 34-32, Falcons lead it. Here's Jones, nifty little move inside and tripped up by Sean Lowe again. So just when he started to hit that hole and get moving, that's when Lowe came in and tripped him up at the shoe tops, and we'll bring up a 3rd down and 3 when we come back. That's the end of the third quarter of this one. Don't go away. We've got 12 more minutes of football. Your score, Fitch Falcons 34, Ledyard Colonel 32. Back with the fourth quarter after that. Sam Gingerella, Bill Donovan, and the cast and crew here from TV 36. And we'd like to welcome Eastern Connecticut Cable, Channel 25. There is no way you can't be enjoying this football game. We have had up and down, back and forth action since the get-go.
And we are down to the last 12 minutes of play, and boy, we have had, as you mentioned, Sam, some action except for a little bit of a lull in the early and latter part of the second quarter of play. And other than that, we've had a great high school football game.
It's been up and down, racehorse football all afternoon long. I could stand another 2 or 3 quarters of this. Here's Jones. Nice little hole. Cracking the defense. Jones is still going on the sidelines, and he's out of bounds inside the 20. So the Falcons are back in the red zone. Let's see where they mark him. Mike Jones goes down about the 10-yard line. So the Falcons are answering now with a drive of their own.
Jones with 2 touchdowns on the day, looking for touchdown number 3. And in this scoring, this drive, Jones has been the big man receiving it, along with Drab for the extra special runs in this possession.
Wow.
They've moved the ball.
Could a touchdown here put this one away? I don't know.
No way.
I don't know. It certainly would help Mike Emery's heart, at least a little bit. Greg Drab with the carry and nothing doing. Right at the line of scrimmage, he's down. Swatsburg is there, and also Pat Williams, I believe.
Starting to get a little dark out there, too.
Yeah. I think a touchdown would certainly help Mike Emery's blood pressure. I don't know if it would put the Ledyard Colonels out of the ball game.
Well, a score here is going to make Ledyard score 2 more times. Yeah.
It'll make it awful tough. But they scored twice in the third.
Yep.
So it's 2nd and 10 from the 10. They can get a first down, I believe. Here's the pitch to Scott. Scott with a little move, gets away from Stevens, and tripped up by Sean Lowe.
Lowe's had a great game also.
He has had a wonderful game. He's made some key tackles, and that time he just might have saved a touchdown, because Mike Scott had turned the corner, and he was about to put the burners on. They just about to put it into 4th gear when he got tripped up by Lowe. 10:56 to go. 34-32. And you got to think about field goal here, too, because any little margin they can get, I'm sure they'll take.
Yep. Only give them a 5-point lead, but
well,
a score is a score.
It'll put the onus on the Colonels to get a touchdown rather than a field goal to win. Anthony Wilson back to throw, loops it into the corner of the end zone. Does he have it? Yes, it's a touchdown. Calvin McCoy. Beautiful throw by Wilson. He beat Lowe, and it's a touchdown for the Falcons. And Sean Lowe has a great game, was right there defensively, just nothing he could do. That ball was perfectly thrown. Wow.
And look at that
40
score.
to 32.
Look at that score.
Wow. And now McCoy will hold for the extra point. My, oh my. And this is a big extra point, Bill, because right now it's an 8-point lead. If the Colonels could score and get a 2-point conversion without the point, they could tie. Here it is. Hall's boot is blocked. It is blocked. Myron Leanna got a finger on it, and we still have an 8-point lead, and that means the Colonels are far from out of it.
Good.
Unbelievable.
How about this ended as a tie?
Unbelievable.
Oh, it couldn't end as a tie. They go the extra...
Well, yeah, it could end as a tie.
Yeah, that's right. Good.
If they get a touchdown and a 2-point conversion, we'd be knotted at 40 apiece.
Oh.
Wow. We are going to hold it right here. Catch our breaths collectively. 10:33 to go. It's 40 to 32.
I'm going to have to get a new pen. Look at this. Look at this.
The stats are going off the sheets here.
I've spent a lot of time writing today, but I've loved it. 40-32.
Wow.
Two of the best teams in the state of Connecticut, and boy, they have put on a show here today.
Knocking heads.
I'm going to light up a swisher.
Oh, boy. I think I might join you. I'm just tired here. My goodness. And, you know, we've not only seen a good game, but we've seen excellent individual athletic talent here, and it's been exhibited perfectly. The execution has been great. The plays have been great. We've had them on offense. We've had them on defense. We've had great catches. We've got great runs. It's been a spectacular football game. And here's Pendleton. It's not over yet. They'll pull a reverse again to Stein. Stein with some running room. Gets a block on the sidelines. Finally knocked out at the 34-yard line.
And Sam, to add to what you said, it's been a clean game, and I've also seen players from opposing teams picking up the other players that they've knocked them down and tackled them, so you couldn't want it any better.
Why, my, oh my. 10:24 to go.
A shootout. Tiny said it would be a shootout.
Yeah. The big guns are out today. They're shooting them with cannons. So the Falcons on a long drive go up by 8. Colonels have been up to the task so far. Let's see if they can do it again. They've come from behind 3 or 4 times. They hand the ball off to, is that Bydro Williams? And he's chopped down right at the line of scrimmage. Akiti Cowart, number 60, coming across to make the tackle for the Falcons.
And Sam, we haven't had too many possessions where it's been 3 and out.
No.
Fitch Falcon defense would like to, I'm sure, try to do that. It looks like we're going to have a timeout on the field.
Yeah, an official timeout, as it looks like Bydro Williams has trouble with his hat.
Either that or Pat Williams.
Is that Pat Williams or Bydro? I'm not sure. I didn't see the number. Looks a little on the svelte side to be Pat. But
Up 23, Stein.
Oh, Stein. Well, we were both wrong.
Yep.
But I knew it was a little svelte for Pat.
Yes.
Not that svelte is portly by any means, but certainly a little bit bigger than Stein. 10 minutes to go. 2nd down and 12. Quick out pass to Pendleton. Excuse me, Stevens. Stevens picks up maybe 3 or 4 to about the 35. Still going to bring up a 3rd and long facing the Colonels.
And you talk about the individual performances. Williams with 4 touchdowns. 1 on defense, picking up the fumble.
Yep.
Anthony Wilson with the touchdown passes. Bingham with the touchdown passes. We've seen it all here.
As I said, we've seen individual athletic plays that many seasons go by, and you don't see some of the plays we've seen here today in one football game.
Kamisi Goods run back.
Yep. Back to throw Bingham. Over the middle. Pendleton. Did he catch it? Yes! A catch for Pendleton and a 1st down in Falcon territory. A great grab by Pendleton. What else is new?
Oh.
Great catches, great runs.
Great throws.
Unbelievable. 1st down, Falcons. And boy did, Colonels rather, and boy did they need that one. So coming up on 9 minutes to go. It's getting dark, but there's still lots of light at the end of the tunnel for the Colonels. Here comes Stein on the end around. He's got some blockers in front. Jeremy Stein cuts it back. Stein against the green. He may go. Jeremy Stein is caught at the 10. My, oh my. Stein sets up a 1st and goal inside the 10.
And
how do you do?
Add to the list of that outstanding performances, Stein now.
Wow.
What a great run.
Fantastic.
Only thing could have been better if he's got in the end zone. Fans are getting themselves their money's worth. There's no doubt about that.
Nobody's gone home yet. No way. 8:40 to go.
What are they, about the 6?
Yep, 6-yard line. 1st and goal. 8:30 to go. Joe Jones, touchdown, Colonels! As Jones takes it in. And they're back to within 2.
Jones, like Drab, has been blocking all afternoon, but this time he got the call and it goes in 6 yards for the score.
And I think we've been here before. This is like deja vu all over again.
Holy cow.
To quote a famous catcher. My, oh my, 40-38 with 8:28 to go. 8's are wild.
About every 2 minutes.
Unbelievable. What a ball game. And here we go. Colonels will go for 2. Can they tie it? They hand it to Jones. He's in. Jones squeaks it over, and we are tied at 40.
New ball game.
Oh, my. I can't believe it. The scoreboard shows it, but I can't believe it. 40-40. 8:28 to go. My goodness.
Whoa.
I don't think we could have planned a better ball. I think Hollywood couldn't have done a better job on this.
80 points in the ball game.
Wow.
And it's not over.
Steven Spielberg would have been proud of this one. Where's Rudy?
Don't even ask me to recap the scoring here.
Where's Rudy? Rudy would be proud of this one. Did you see that film yet?
No. But you know what I'm going to do?
Good film. We understand now that Bingham, through the air, is 10 of 14, over 200 yards now, 207 yards passing for Bingham.
And Sam, I'm not going to recap the scoring. I'm going to relax and enjoy the last 8:28 of this ball game.
Oh boy, it has been quite an afternoon. This is a classic. This is going to go down as a classic.
Because I don't see these games, so I watch them on TV because I'm too busy keeping stats and trying to make comments.
All right, here's Grimm. Duncan will return from the 12. Gets to the wedge, puts his head down and gets it out near the 30. So now it's up to the Falcons. Can they respond? Can they put a drive together and get some points on the board? Or conversely, can the Colonel defense come up with a stop, get the ball back, and perhaps go in for a winning touchdown here? All kinds of possibilities.
It's all down to these next couple of possessions, 8 minutes left.
Wow.
And the team that scores next has probably got themselves a victory. Will they go for the 1 or the 2 if they score?
I don't want to think about it. 8-12 to go. You can hear the Colonel fans chanting defense. Wilson hands it off to Scott, and he's nailed right at the line of scrimmage. There's Sean Lowe again. He gave up the touchdown pass a few moments ago. For many people, many kids would be hanging their heads. Not Sean. He's up there making a tackle again.
And Sam, I jokingly said earlier, this could be a tie, and
could be.
We are tied now, 40-40, and
Scott tripped up right at the line of scrimmage. They say he lost a half yard. It'll be 2nd down and 12. Clock rolling. 7:40 to go. Tied at 40. And there's the Ledyard crowd again, chanting defense. They want to stay undefeated. The heck with this tie business. Wilson to throw it. He's going deep. Looking for Hopkins, it's intercepted! Gary Pendleton picks it off at the 35-yard line! Holy cow! They've got it back! 7:21 to go! And the Falcons are absolutely stunned. Wilson was trying to hit Hopkins, it was a little short, and Pendleton came up with it.
Just a little late getting there, and a great defensive play by Gary Pendleton.
Wow. All right, here we go. Load them up. Here we go again.
What a cast of characters here today. Everybody has participated in this game. Wow.
7:21 to go. This could be the start of an all-important drive for the Colonels.
Colonels want to stay undefeated.
That's the question. Can they stay undefeated? Bydro Williams knocked down right at the line of scrimmage. In the waning moments of sunlight here at Dorr Field.
There's
Did you
daylight.
have any more dramatics?
I don't know about sunlight, but there's some daylight.
There's light, as I said, light at the end of the tunnel for the Colonels. And the end of the tunnel for them now is about 60 yards away. They'd like to be in that end zone once again.
And Sam, if anybody would like a copy of this tape, the numbers are 449-1477. Well, give Frank a call sometime after 1 o'clock in the day. And
this is worth viewing over and over. What a ball game. Second down, 9. 6:26 to go. 40-40 your score. Wide out to the near side. The pass to the sideline is Pendleton. He's got a first down. He's got more. Coming from behind to make the stop is Young. Otherwise, Pendleton had lots of running room. But Young grabs him at the 40 and throws him to the turf. But it's a first down.
And the Colonels are taking the momentum now.
Yes, sir.
As we mentioned, the Fitch Falcons had a comfortable 14-point lead in the early stages of the third quarter, only to have the Ledyard Colonels fight back. It was 34-20 at one time, and 40-40.
First and 10, here's Joe Jones. Jones down inside the 30. As Wilson tried to wrestle the ball away, could not do it. Jones hangs on. It's another first down for the Colonels.
And Jones has come to life here in this fourth quarter.
He has a touchdown and the two-point conversion, which tied it. I mean, if you're Bill Mignall, who do you hand the game ball to in this thing? Oh, man. Pendleton has a touchdown. You got Bydro Williams with 4 touchdowns. You got over 200 yards passing for Bingham. Unbelievable.
We got Stein playing a great game on defense along with the other defensive members.
Yep. Unbelievable. What a ball game. Here's Jones again. Trapped at the line of scrimmage and knocked down after he broke one tackle. Matt Gibbs finally wrapped him up after a gain of 1, and Hopkins was there as well, number 9. Clock rolls with 5:25 to go. Now, if you're the Ledyard Colonels and you're thinking strategically, I know this is maybe getting the cart before the horse, but they'd like to maybe use a little bit more time before they score.
Yep.
Not to give the Fitch Falcon offense, which is high-powered, the opportunity to come back and tie.
Well, they'll take a score at any time, but they would like to use up that clock.
I'm sure. Like I said, I don't want to get the cart before the horse. They got to score first. And now the Colonels come in and call a timeout. Bill Mignall comes onto the field. He wants to talk to the offense. Gives us a chance to take a breath. 5:03 to go. Here in your football game, the score, unbelievably enough, Fitch 40, Ledyard 40. We'll be back for the final 5 after this. Looking on here as their club has a chance. With 5:03 to go, they're on the march. They have it second down and 8 at the 26-yard line. We're tied 40-40, and we've got 5 minutes, just a little bit more and change to go. Bydro Williams breaks the tackle line of scrimmage, picks up 5 or 6 more yards. Bridgers had a shot at him, couldn't get him. Could not get him down.
It's no wonder, when I've been thinking about this game over the last 7 weeks, that I've had such a tough time trying to figure out who would win this ball game. Because I'll tell you, this is proving it. The kids have done a great job on the field. And
I got to tell you, Mike Emery will probably come up here and kick me in the butt if he hears me say this, but this is no shame if they do lose this ball game, because this has been a fantastic football game. Really, you're right. It would be fitting for this thing to end in a tie, but somehow I don't think it's going to. Here's the handoff to Jones, breaks the tackle. Jones has a first down. Jones in the open field, down inside the 5. Joe Jones just would not go down. Would not go down. And it's first and goal. Wow. My. Have we seen some athletic performances this afternoon?
seems like it's Joe Jones's turn, and guess what? I think I keep giving him the ball.
Wow.
Open up the hole and give the ball to Jones.
All you can say at this point, Bobo, is wow. You got to marvel at high school kids playing a ball game like this. Joe Jones again. Again, trying his best, but try as he might, could not find a hole that time. Falcon defense had submarined, and he could not move his feet. Finally fell forward for about a yard. Anthony Hall coming up from the bottom of the stack. Also Greg Drab, number 33. And the clock rolls with 3:45 to go.
So the interception by Gary Pendleton gave the ball back to the Ledyard Colonels, and they're knocking on the door and want to take the lead for the first time since way back when.
And they have made the best of their opportunities, Bill. You have to give them that. Each time they've had a turnover, they've scored. Here's Jones. No, it was the up back. And official timeout.
In fact, the last time the Ledyard Colonels had the lead was with 4:52 left in the first quarter when Bydro Williams picked up the fumble recovery and went 28 yards.
Yep. And with third down now, if they don't score on third down,
Field
does
goal.
Bill Mignol kick a field goal?
Field goal.
With 3 minutes to go? I don't know.
We'll find out.
Or does Bill Mignol go with the fake field goal?
They've done that before.
Yeah, for a touchdown right at the half. Remember that one?
Yep. That's what I said. They've done that before.
We've seen, I mean, there's just about nothing we haven't seen in this game. Nothing would surprise me. Third down, Joe Jones into the pile, gets lost in the stack, and there will not be a touchdown on this play. And there you see Stein coming to the sidelines, showing Coach Mignol exactly how much ground they have to traverse to get a score.
Offense wants to go for the touchdown.
I know, but that field goal is awfully tempting. You know Grimm can make it.
They're trying to tell the coach, we've only got this far to go.
That's right.
About 6 inches.
And it's decision time for Bill Mignol. A field goal, put him up 3. That would put the pressure on the defense to stop Anthony Wilson and that potent Falcon offense.
Either way, they've got to score.
Yeah. Which to my mind means you take the sure one, which really in my mind is the field goal.
We'll see. We'll see.
You're not going to commit to anything, are you, Bowman?
No. I figure, you know what? I figure you go with a splash.
I can guarantee you they're talking it over in the huddle there.
I figure you go over with a splash.
A splash?
Go for the touchdown.
Go for the touch, huh?
Go for the 6.
What if you don't get it?
Then you still got Fitch with their backs to the wall, but go for it. They've got the momentum now.
Yeah, okay.
Goal line defense by the Fitch Falcons, and it hasn't been much defense here today, as we mentioned, with 80 points on the board, but there have been some great defensive plays.
You know, and
There's Mike Emery.
I got to tell you, I don't think it's really been the fault of the defense or the defense not playing well. It's just been spectacular athletic ability on both sides of the football offensively. We've seen some tremendous plays. Runs, catches, I mean, stuff that you don't see in college ball.
And it may all come down to this play.
And they're going to go for it. They're going to go for the touchdown. They're not going to win it the cheap way. They're going for the touchdown. Unbalanced line. Unbalanced line to the far side of the field. And they go to Jones. He's got the touchdown. They unbalanced the line. They went to the strong side of the field. And Jones takes the lead for the Colonels. With 2:49 to go. Mark it down. 46-40 Colonels. Wow. My. So it's been the Joe Jones show here in the fourth quarter. Bydro Williams had the 3 quarters.
And once again, it comes up to extra points.
Yep.
This is just as important as the other.
Oh, yes, indeed. Because if the Falcons come back with a score, they can win it. Uh-oh.
Oh, boy.
And they don't get it.
Not over yet.
Don't go anywhere, folks. The Falcons are still in this one. The extra point attempt goes awry. So we got a break in the action. Return for a touchdown. Here's Duncan. Let's see if he can do it. Rob Duncan gets to the outside. He runs it out of bounds at about the 25-yard line. So now it's up to the Colonel defense to see if they can preserve their undefeated season. They got the lead back after trailing at one point in the second half by 14 points. They just would not quit. They came back, came to within 2. The Falcons answered with a score, got up by 8. They wouldn't quit at that point either. They got the tying touchdown, and they wouldn't quit then. They intercepted, came back, and got the winning, well, the go-ahead score. Let's put it that way. 2:42 to go. Wilson back to throw. And he's got his man Cox. Cox has got a wide open field. Pendleton runs him down at the 40. Don't go away. We've still got 2:33, and the Falcons could score and get an extra point, and they could win.
And Cox has had a big ball game for the Falcons.
My, what a football game. Unbelievable. 2:33 to go.
And how do we order tapes? 449-1477. Give us a call.
I think you're going to have a real hot seller on this particular week. I think I'm going to order one myself. I can't believe what I'm seeing. Wilson back to throw again to the sideline, incomplete for Hall. And Anthony Hall that's McCoy, who couldn't hang on. A little bit upset with himself, but I think even if he hauled it in, he would have been out of bounds. And we got a flag on the play, and it's against the Falcons. A holding call. Wow, that's a big penalty.
2:24 left.
At this point of the game, holding call like that, a big 10-yard mark off, that hurts. But we've seen more unusual things happen today, big fella.
Colonel 7-0, the Falcons 6-1, and we've got a 46-40 ball game, which is not over yet. And boy, what a performance these two teams have put on.
Man, this has been absolutely the most spectacular high school football game I have seen, bar none. Wilson back to throw, under the gun, gets it away. This is Cox on a little tight end screen, and a beautiful defensive play by Wayne Graham. Makes the tackle. He was the only guy there available, and he makes the shoot top tackle on Rogers Cox. So it'll bring up second down and still 20 at the midfield stripe, and the clock rolling. 2:04 to go, and timeout called by the Fitch Falcons. We'll hold it right here, Bo. Do they want to go deep, or do they want to get the first down first?
Well, they'd like to do both.
Okay.
They've almost got to go deep to get the first down.
Yeah, they need 20 yards for a first. What I'm saying is go for it 2 short pops or go deep.
Well, big play right here. Otherwise, they put really considerable pressure on. They're going to get 4 downs out of this series,
sure,
barring an interception. But I think they just kind of chip away and try to go in for the score and just hit somebody, send a couple of guys deep and get somebody open maybe 10 yards down and let them run with it.
Look at those sidelines. This has been probably the most exciting regular season game that I have ever seen in my entire life.
And I understand you'll have a presentation in the post-game show?
Yeah, we're going to try to get the presentation of the Colonel Ledyard sword, which goes to the winner of the ball game after things are decided here. So we've got that to look forward to. That's a nice trophy, by the way. Hello, gang. Second down and long. Falcons with their backs against the wall. Here's Jones dancing, weaving, bobbing, breaks a tackle. Jones inside the 35 to the 31, close to a first down.
And boy, he was possessed.
They just keep coming up with these plays. They just keep doing it to us, Bowman.
Colonel defense looking past that time, and Jones did a great job running the ball, breaking tackles. And
another timeout. My, a 6-point Colonel lead. Jones almost broke that one.
One play at a time.
Wow.
3rd and 1.
I gotta say, this is the absolute best game I've ever done. Number 2 would be Newtown Ledyard in the playoffs a couple years ago.
Yep.
That was number 2.
The great game I saw was NFA New London. That's got to be like 15, 20 years ago, up at Norwich in the snow. Seesaw battle back and forth with the Whalers pulling it out on their last possession.
Yep.
In the days of Kent Ray's and crew.
Now you're going back farther than I can remember.
Maybe 20 years.
Now you're going back. I was just a little kid.
Yeah, right.
In diapers back then. All right, 3rd down and 1. They say it came up a yard short, but really that's...
All kinds of things you can do 3rd and 1.
That's academic because they're going to go for on 4th, you know. So, yeah, you could throw the ball up here and come back and try to get it on 4th. But I'm sure they'd like to get a first down and, you know, take care of Mike Emery's blood pressure a little bit.
Fumble.
Oh, fumble! Ball's loose! And a flag! Colonel's had it! Oh, my. Boy, you gotta feel terribly bad for Anthony Wilson, but he just lost the handle, and the Colonels have the football. Now, it was a flag thrown. I don't know if that was just to mark the spot. It must be, because I don't see anything, any talk about a penalty. Wow, what a way to end the football game, huh?
Yep.
You gotta feel, that's heartbreaking for Anthony Wilson. On 3rd and short, he just could not come up with the football.
Some of the fans seem to think this ball game's over.
Well, I think they're right. With 1:20 to go, I don't think we'll see the ball in the air. The Colonels have a 6-point lead, and Bingham's just going to take 4 knees here. With 1:12 to go, the Falcons, I think, have one more timeout, and that's it. But wow, kind of anticlimactic the way to end this ball game.
Yep.
With the Falcons on the drive, Wilson on 3rd and short, lost the ball.
Yep.
Wow.
Pull back just a little bit too quickly.
Clock rolling with 49 seconds to go. The Ledyard Colonels will remain undefeated, but they'll remember this game for quite some time. And I think anybody who's seen this game will remember it for quite some time, because this has been absolutely, I think, the best ball game I've ever called. Without a doubt, bar none. The clock rolling, 25 seconds to go, and a lot of people headed for the exits now, but man, oh man, they certainly got their money's worth. And look at Bydro Williams back there protecting against the old Pasarchik play.
That's going to do it, I think, Sam.
Yep, the clock rolling down. Let's hear the count from the Ledyard fans. And that's it. The Ledyard Colonels remain undefeated. But don't bow your heads if you're a Fitch Falcon fan. They played a whale of a football game. And the Colonels have got to feel lucky to get out of here with a W, Bill.
Yes, there's no doubt about that. They fought back, as you mentioned, down 14 points in the third quarter, came back and put that last one in on a decision play as to what do. They go for the field goal, they go for the touchdown. They got the touchdown. Joe Jones was very exciting here in the fourth quarter, and Colonels can enjoy the rest of the week, and it was a great comeback victory.
Yep, and they look now to their next game of the season, which will be up in Ledyard next Saturday morning. That's a 10:30 game. It's with the Waterford Lancers, a game you can see right here on Channel 36 and Eastern Connecticut Cable 25. We'll be there next week. It'll be another big ball game, at least not a must-win now for the Colonels, but another big ball game on the road to possibly a postseason berth in the championship of Class M.
Yep, there's Class MM. There's no doubt they'll be there now. It's unlikely they'll lose their last two ball games, and that also should clinch the Yankee division of the ECC for the Ledyard Colonels.
And you just saw head coach Bill Mignall pointing up toward the clock saying, yeah, 46-40. And I'm sure he's glad to get out of here in the win column. Well, that's it. That's our final score of 46-40. The Ledyard Colonels remain undefeated. We'll be back with our post-game activities right after this.
The Baylor